Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome back to French Fries and Feelings.
Our
I'm
first
Justine.
guest of the season,
Yes.
I'm Justine.
Natasha.
And who are you?
I'm Errica.
Hi, Errica.
So awesome to be here.
How are you?
Listen, it was quite the journey to get here, but here I am.
Please tell us what happened before you got here today.
Oh, Lord. So I was coming down the west side, and my Uber decided to strike a bike because they decided to do the stair contest. And he thought she wasn't going to go, and she thought he wasn't going to go, and they went at the same time. And then he pulled off.
Oh,
Awesome.
And got halfway to the light and heard boop, boop. And I was like, am I an accomplice? Because that's what it's giving.
you are.
And I was like, I just wanted to go and share my feelings today on this podcast. Not be an accomplice. So here we are.
Well, you're going to
Well,
jail.
welcome and thank you for
course.
your extreme journey.
This is your last day of freedom before you go in for second degree
Because I was
murder.
definitely thinking about that. Like,
my God.
he has all my information. I was his last writer.
Oh, no.
Is this like an episode of the first 48?
Well, I didn't kill her.
Wait, is she okay?
She flew off the bike.
So she's
No.
not.
She's not.
She's not.
And I'm sure she's going to lay there for a while. And
Did you see her get up from
it
the
was by
floor?
Trader Joe's. And I was minding my business like, I love Trader Joe's. Ba, 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 ba. Boom.
Did you see her get off the floor?
I did not see her get off the floor.
She did.
She laid there.
She
But
is
also,
dead.
he peeled away, not knowing that at the light,
Cops are there.
there was cops. So,
Wait.
yeah. My journey to get here was
A journey.
a journey.
Wow.
But
Well,
here we are.
thank you for sacrificing your life.
I would do anything to be on this podcast.
Thank you.
Oh.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
Errica, you and I have met in the way we met is funny. So for those who don't know, me, Natasha, and Errica used to work in the same organization. And every year our organization has a nice, fun holiday party. And
do.
me and Errica met at my first holiday party, which was also your
My first holiday party.
And we were very intoxicated. Let's just start there.
Very.
There was a lot of tequila in the system. I had no idea that our organization had like a school. So when I met her and she was like, I'm a teacher, I was like,
Wait.
what? Where? She was like, yeah, there's a school in the building. And I was
Yeah.
like,
In the
okay.
main building.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, girl, wow. Fuck them kids. But also, you want a shot of tequila? Like, let's do it.
Absolutely.
So it was only about 10 minutes that me and Errica were in communication at that party. Okay.
Yes.
It's December 2021. We only speak for 10 minutes. Halfway through the 10 minutes that we met each other, Errica's like, I love you. I love you so much. And I'm like, I love you too.
I love you too.
Have no fucking idea who this
Who
girl
we are.
is,
Yep.
where the school is, who she's teaching. No clue.
You just know she exists.
Yeah.
I just knew that her name was Errica,
And you loved her.
and she was a teacher, and
and we loved each other.
and I never saw her again
Ever.
until the following year. So I didn't see her again until the following September,
Yes.
Oh my God.
and I saw her first, right? But I was like, oh, that's Errica. I was like, oh, she probably doesn't even remember me because we were toe up.
Shout
toe
out to
up.
them shots that we shall never
But
take
when the
again.
meeting that we had was over, she ran to me from across the room. Like, yo, Chris Brown. Like, I don't know your name, but she did. Excuse me, miss. I saw you from across the room.
Yes.
And screaming, I found you, I found you, I
I
found you.
found you.
Stop.
Because it was such a mystery to me. Like, I knew who she was and I had her image in my mind, but I'm like, I've never seen her again. And obviously I was intoxicated, so I didn't remember the details of everything.
Just know that you saw me, you said you loved me, we got a shot.
Yep. And that was all I needed. But I was like, so then I leaned over and I'm like, Callie, that's her. And she's like, yeah, that's the girl you said you loved.
Who also at that party where we met
She was
pulled her
like-
aside.
She was like, do you know her? You don't know her. And I was like, huh? I had only been at the organization for a month. Oh. But I had one of the most toughest kids in my class at that time. And like,
And those shots were valid.
and those shots were needed, were
Ooh.
so needed. Like,
Sure were.
Mm.
But you are a teacher.
I am a pre-K teacher.
And tell us a little bit about how you even got into working
Yeah.
with kids.
Oh, so my real passion for children stemmed from having what I have, a condition called PCOS, polycystic ovary syndrome, right? So all my life I've been told that I would never be able to bear children. And in my mind, I kind of let that, resonate for a bit. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to be able to have kids. I'm just going to become a teacher. And I'm going to give this love that I have for children in a different way. I'm going to nurture them, I'm going to love them, and I'm going to take care of them. And they won't be mine, right? But that's okay because, God has a plan. So I began my journey in 2009 to becoming a teacher. And I became an official teacher around 2014. And then I got pregnant in 2016. And it was literally a miracle, I like to think I'm God's favorite. Sometimes I question.
Not today, though.
Not today, babe.
Not
Sometimes
today.
I question. I do. But I got pregnant in 2016. And, I was like, okay, but teaching is still something that I love because it allows me to give back to children who don't know what it's like to have or come from a loving home, to have parents who are there for you. I mean, I was raised by a single mom. Shout out to her.
A single Pentecostal mom.
A single
Shout out to
Pentecostal. I mean,
J-E-S-U-S.
he's the one. Yeah, but he, blessed me with Lay. So shout out to him. And I wouldn't trade it for the world, but it is challenging. And I think now, I'm never gonna stop loving what I do. But I think I'm more gearing towards working closer with families. So that's where I'm headed with my master's, to be a social worker and to, give back in that sense. My main goal and my ultimate goal is to become a school guidance counselor because, again, I have a passion for what I do. And, one of the things that stuck out to me the most growing up is having a guidance counselor that I can go to and talk to and, feeling safe at school. And that's a lot of what, motivates me to do what I do.
Did you have a negative experience with a guidance counselor?
So my guidance counselor was a male. And, I was going through this rough patch being a Pentecostal child in a school. This was in elementary.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
This was in elementary. And, he was a male. And it was kind of tough to kind of make him understand because obviously, I am disclosing all this vulnerable information to a male figure. And you don't know, what's going to come of it. Like, is he going to tell my mom? Is he going to, so lo and behold, he told my mom. Not all the details, but some of the details in which like I had confided about liking a boy. So in my junior high school, we shared a playground. And in the playground, it was like one side was for one school and that school had to cross the street. But my school, I directly came out onto the playground. So I had started liking a boy across the gate and I told the guidance counselor and he told my mom. And that was probably one of the most betrayal feelings I felt. Like, I confided in you and you kind of snitched on me. But I won't take away from him being there for me. So yes, we had that negative moment, that negative experience. For me, he was doing it for the safety of me because the kid was a little bit older and, my mom was kind of also trying to figure out what I was going through. And I think for me growing up and being isolated as a Christian girl where, I only wore skirts to my ankles and I wasn't able to kind of, go to all the parties and hang out and do the things that other kids could do because, Señor reprenda las malicias. La malicia estaban, so mommy didn't let me do a lot of stuff. And that kind of, sucked growing up. And, I was trying to find myself, trying to find a way to navigate. And if it wasn't for my guidance counselor, I don't think, I would have been able to kind of push through, make it into the high school that I wanted to make it into and, be successful.
Okay, so quick question with this guidance counselor.
Yeah.
Considering that you had a mostly positive experience with him,
Mm-hmm.
was he a black or brown man?
He was a Hispanic man.
Okay.
So
Do
he
you
was
think
brown.
that played into how he related to you?
Yes.
That's a good question.
Yes, that did. Because, I feel like when you get with a Latino or a Latina, you are able to kind of like feel that sense of comfort. You know what I mean? And
Feels like home.
it feels like
Yeah.
home. And I was in a school where, majority of my teachers, except for like maybe 3, were all Latinos and Latinas. So they were able to kind of like, they had that. And like growing up, when I grew up also, the people that came into my life, as far as like the mentors, the teachers, the staff, they were able to kind of discipline us in a way that our parents didn't feel uncomfortable about. Nowadays, if you talk to my child in X, Y, and Z manner, I'm coming down to the school and I want to fight you. You know what I mean? Because I don't know what your intentions are. But back then, there was such a community that came together in these schools that kind of helped raise the children and understood like it takes a village,
Yeah.
And he was definitely, he would talk Spanish with my mom and they would kiki, So I think that because he saw, a little Hispanic girl trying to find her way, he definitely reacted a little bit different and he took me under his wing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that.
I love that.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a male figure in the school, because there's not a lot
There's
of
not.
men
Yeah.
of
There's
color
not.
in teaching positions.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
And I do agree with the change in terms of the sense of community.
Yeah.
And I know that you currently work with, pre-K students, right? And it's, for your current experience, it's more like you're actually raising these kids.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're babies.
Absolutely.
It's more than just education. It's education, it's potty training, it's introducing them to new foods, it's teaching them social emotional
yeah.
skills. Like there's a lot that goes into working with 3 and 4-year-olds that's just teaching them their ABCs and their colors.
We do the hard part. You know what I mean? Their parents get to drop them off at 8:30 in the morning to us and pick them up, take them home, give them a bath, give them dinner, and put them to sleep. We're doing all the hard, what it entails to raise a child. And I feel like we don't get enough credit for that.
Absolutely. I
It
agree
is
100%.
so hard to kind of give my all to these children every single day and then go home and be a mom.
You're just always a mom.
I'm just always a mom. And that's how it is. I have one student now who's like, Ma, Ma. I'm like, sometimes it sits, but then there's moments where no, I want them to understand that there's a difference between me and mom, but they're inclined to be like, you're treating me like my mom.
I mean, they're with you 8+ hours a day.
Yes. And I have to do for them the way that their mom would do for them. Care for them, wipe their tears, sit down with them, rock them, everything it entails to kind of just be mommy at that moment for them. I show up and I do it with a smile on my face because I would want someone to do the same thing for my child.
How long have you been a pre-K teacher?
I became a pre-K teacher in 2015.
Okay.
Yes. So I've always been, I started off with infants and toddlers, and then I worked up to being PK3, PK4, but I've never gone up higher than that. I did dabble in kindergarten, but that's not for me.
Older kids are tough. I've done it, and I think the eldest I've had was 8th grade, and I was like,
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Girl.
8th grade.
8th grade.
That's rough. Middle school is a
They were
no-go.
bigger than me. I was like, who am I teaching?
No.
Yeah.
No, I would never. Middle school is the worst time of the year.
In this season, though, like, back then, it wasn't like that. Like, I remember in 8th grade, we were such a family. There were no fights. There was no bickering. Yeah, you like this boy and I like that boy. And like, he gonna go out with you first and go out with me later. And that's cool. Like, it is what it is. We gonna share. Because how old are you in 8th grade? What?
14?
14? We don't know any better. Like, you out here
12.
experiencing.
Yeah,
Go, girl.
I was like 12, 13, and 8th grade.
I would say back when I was in middle school, the only thing that people were beefing about was why you didn't put me on your top 10 on MySpace.
Yes. Well, that was more high school for me.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
middle school for me.
Yeah. That was like high school.
Shout out to MySpace.
We love that.
We do.
Mhm.
So you did mention working with infants and toddlers, and that is literally
Yeah, that's tough.
mommy
Oh, yeah.
mode.
Oh, yeah.
So
Wait, so you were like teaching? Like,
Yeah, I had my own classroom. It was divided into two. So the 2-year-olds were on one side and I had the babies on the other side. And like, it was one big room. So we were able to like go back and forth,
Right.
open the gate and, mingle with the other children. But no, I had these babies from 3 months old.
3 months.
Yeah. That's when mom went back to work after maternity leave.
3 months.
that's tough.
It's tough. It's tough. Shout out to moms who do it because I was lucky and blessed that I didn't have to leave late, but
Yeah.
3 months, here's my child because I got to go back to providing.
We gotta move to Switzerland.
For
First of all, they pay you to have a kid.
like what, 2 years? Something like
Yeah,
that.
and then you get to be on maternity leave for like a year plus.
Yeah.
We love that.
We
love that.
gotta go.
It,
Mm-hmm.
We must.
it's not giving anything here.
It's not giving. Girl, don't get me started, please. But you also worked in foster care.
Yeah. What was your position there?
So I was a youth care counselor
Okay.
and I was basically mom. I was
Mhm.
like a house den mom at a foster care agency. You know what I mean? Like, so they had these cottages in which, you would come and we were in shifts. You had I started off 3 to 11. Then someone came in 11 to 7, which did the overnight, and then 7 to 3. So I did the 3 to 11. And then when I got pregnant, I transferred to 7 to 3. But, as a person who had to kind of be there for both, I saw so much. And the toughest part of what I saw was, if we were not able to reunite an undocumented child with their family by the age of 18, ICE would be there at 6 a.m. to scoop them up and say, happy birthday, you're going to jail.
Stop.
Are you serious?
I'm so serious. I've had kids cling to me and ask me to not allow that while ICE is standing in front of us. We had to change our uniform shirts at one point because it resembled or it was a close reflection to the uniforms that ICE would show up in. And our kids were triggered. And, I did cooking, I did cleaning, I did supervision. I took them out to trips. We taught them recreational things. One of my favorite stories is we took them right here to Chelsea Piers and we were all hanging out, whatever. And one of my kids was like, Miss, ¿qué es eso? And I was like, what he pointing at? And it was a pigeon. And then he walked over to the pigeon, caught it and brought it to me. And I was like, wait, ask me if I want to put that back. We don't catch pigeons
Caught
here.
The pigeon?
He caught the pigeon like it was a chicken in the street, babe.
No.
I was like, no, there's a lot of germs there, babe. Put it down.
Okay.
Wait, how
Put
old was
it
this
down. He was like 11.
No.
But he was like,
that's some real campo shit.
That's some real Jibaro
That's
stuff.
some-
he was
campo
like, en mi
shit.
campo, nosotros lo cogemos así. And I was like, papi, aquí no. Aquí
No se tocan.
no se tocan para nada. And he was like, oh, okay, miss.
Miss. Not miss. Miss.
Oh, yeah, that was their thing. Miss.
Miss.
Yes. And then I would meet the most sweetest kids. Like, oh, man. Being in that field, it was tough. It was by far one of the toughest experiences I've ever had, being that I have such a compassionate heart. Because I would have 11-year-olds who would show up pregnant.
No.
I would have, 10-year-olds who would come with like a baby and they'd be like, yeah, miss, pagamos el coyote y el coyote no trajo acá, pero, they caught us in Texas and put us in detention. All my girls arrived with lice. We would have to take them to, salons where they delice them and, bring them back and kind of show them the ropes of how to like do proper hygiene things. Again, I was a mom. I was cooking for them. I was food shopping. I was taking them to doctor's appointments. I was, with them. I was there. I got paired with one girl and she ended up running away. So she was originally in our cottage. We had a cottage that sheltered children from the age of 13 to 17, right? Because 18 was the cutoff. And we had about 11 and 12 girls. And, they did everything there at the cottage. They didn't leave. Even school was downstairs. And Victoria had wanted so badly to kind of experience the outside world. So she was adopted by a family, but then she met a man.
Those goddamn men.
And she met a man.
Those men.
And he
Sorry,
convinced
Miles.
her. He convinced her to meet up with him, and she ran away with him. And we never saw her again. And she was my one-to-one. So like in the cottage, you know, I had to shadow her and she had to shadow me. She taught me how to make tortillas from scratch. Like, I love this little girl. And like, I was on my day off when my supervisor called me to tell me that Victoria ran away. And I was like, what do you mean she ran away? The foster mother failed to tell us that she gave her a cell phone. And that's how she had been communicating with this man she met online.
Damn.
Yes. And then probably like, I want to say 2 years ago, she found me on Instagram.
Oh, that's beautiful.
She found me on Instagram and she apologized. And I told her I no longer worked for the agency. You know, I had moved on to bigger and better. And, you know, she apologized. And I told her there was nothing to apologize about. I just wanted to know if she was safe.
Yeah.
And, you know, thank God that this man did not take her and, you know, put her into sex trafficking. God knows what could have happened to her. But he made her a housewife. And, you know, I was like, that is the best case scenario. But please be careful and don't be so trustworthy of people.
Yeah.
Because they don't deserve that. But again, these are kids that come here thinking that they're going to have the American dream. They come here with that thought and that thought only, and they think that everybody that they meet here is going to be kind to them and love them and give them. And that is not what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did you take care of yourself? Because that is
Very heavy.
very traumatic.
I buried myself in work. I think that, you know, I chose not to deal with the emotions that I felt unless I was face to face with them. I had, you know, children who really needed me at that time, and all I could do was show up and be there for them. And I think that giving them that love helped calm me. It helped be like, okay, you're doing something good for these children. You know, yeah, you may be kind of losing it a little bit, you know, and like, I think that I put a lot into one of my past friendships, that I loved her dearly and she was my person to go to. And like, you know, when we fell apart, I didn't know how to navigate because all I did was talk about, you know, my work life with her. And then when I no longer had that outlet, it became like, what am I going to do? You know, so I slept a lot and I worked a lot. I just started picking up shifts and I threw myself into work. I was like, you need me to do a double? I'll do a double.
Do you think that, no, sorry, if based on the content and severity of your job overall or the company's position in this field, do you think had they provided any type of counseling, whether it be from management or outside resource, would that have made a difference for you?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because I feel like it was so important for me to be able to talk about, you know, what I just witnessed. It was important for me to be like, you know, this was hard. And, you know, I don't know what it's like to like experience, you know, what they're going through. And I have to put myself in their shoes constantly to understand. Like, I had a little girl who came in fresh off of the plane from Texas and barricaded herself in her room. And we sat there for hours outside the door praying that she didn't harm herself. Like, the amount of stress and trauma that I felt alone, I can't even imagine her. I needed to go talk to someone, and my organization did not provide anybody for us to speak to. We just had to show up the next day and do our job efficiently, effectively, and like basically like not talk about it. Like, it was kind of those, you know what you signed up for. But did I?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like it's crazy that in my personal experience, and yours apparently too, that every agency that I have encountered or that you've encountered, within this field, the people services field, do not provide the types of services that they want for their clients to their staff.
No,
Because
not at all.
I think it's the expectation that because we're not the clients, we should be able to have our shit together.
Yeah, but it's heavy. Like,
It's heavy.
me, based on the agency that we were in together,
Yeah.
my caseload was 65 plus.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So I'm now
Not 65 and over, 65 plus people.
People,
yes,
yeah.
65 individual cases, navigating all the things that they need for their daily well-being, including their mental well-being, on top of my own, on top of my family's. And the fact that these agencies, yes, they'll say, oh, well, you have insurance, you can go seek professional help. That's great.
No.
But you as the agency, why, in my personal opinion, that should be something that's provided through you for your staff. If you are the ones saying that you have to go out at XYZ day and time to go take care of everybody else in New York City, at the bare minimum, you should be taking care of us.
Yes. And it's not, they don't look at us as people who need the help
At all.
at all. Like, they think that, we're robots and we operate on command, basically. Like, this is your job, do it, complete it, go home.
Yeah.
But like, when I go home, and like, everything happens for a reason, because, I only had myself to go home to, and I didn't have a child. But imagine me going home and still being a mom after that.
Mm-hmm.
I would have needed some type of therapy, maybe 5 times a week, to be honest.
I know someone who worked several years in foster care, and they were a parent, right? And so you have all these cases of these children with trauma and running away, drug addiction, like sexual assault. Yeah. And then you come home and your child who has everything is mad about the simplest thing.
Which just sets you over the edge.
It's so triggering.
It is.
Because you can't compartmentalize your role as someone's caretaker who has no one, who has nothing, to coming home to a kid that has everything, and they still don't, they don't grasp how fortunate they are.
They don't.
And so I understand that point. Like, I think it would have been a very different experience for you had you been working there as a parent.
Yeah. But even like now, being a teacher, the amount of talks that I give myself on a regular to just simply kind of not lash out at Lay, not overreact to the smallest things, not, meet her with attitude and, frustration after having a frustrating day. Like, these past 3 days of like school have been a lot. Like, I have endured crying.
Vomit.
Oh God.
Full on vomit. I have been through the ringer, right? So then I come home and like, here's this ball of energy, and she's expecting me to give her the same amount of energy that I just put into other people's children. So how do I tell myself, don't do it? How do I tell myself, it's okay, just not right now? No, she doesn't deserve that, And like, there are moments, and I am blessed and fortunate to have a child who is emotionally intelligent for her age.
Is.
And she gets it.
No, she is.
She's 8.
She's
right?
very, very emotionally intelligent.
And she gets it, and she's able to sometimes be my emotional support. And like, there has been moments where I come home and I'm like, babe, it was a rough day. It was such a rough day. And she's like, I understand, I understand, mommy. I understand that maybe right now you don't want to talk, but that doesn't take away from how that eats me up inside, right?
Yeah.
Because how do I go forth and give all this attention and all this kindness and all this love and all this, nurturing to children, and I come home and my child
You're running on empty.
Has to wait on the back burner for me to re-up and give it to her. That's not fair. It's not fair at all. And like, I've gotten a lot better with kind of just like being silent until I'm ready, because I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't want to hurt her. I don't want to make her feel like she doesn't matter. So it's like, I hear you, babe. I hear you. You know, and one of the things I've taught her is that you don't need to come and look at my bag and see what I bought when I walk in through the door. You need to learn how to say, how was your day? Right? So now we're on a, how was your day? And we sit down and we talk, you know, and like, not all the time does she want to, you know, she's 8, you know, she's not going to sit there and have a full blown conversation with me every time. But there's moments where I'm like literally telling her about everything that happened. And she's like, wow, that's hard. But what does their mommies do?
That's a great
Why do you
question.
have to do that? Don't they have mothers?
Maybe we should bring Layla on the podcast.
Ole. But yeah, she's intelligent and she knows how to kind of like, she's understood a lot. And, you know, I know that she deserves, you know, more, and I'm getting there. You know, I'm not perfect. I'm human. I make mistakes. And, you know, there's days where I come home and I'm just like, I need silence. Silence, babe. And she's, but silence. Silence. We're done. Please. No more talking. You know, and then I sit back and I reflect and I'm just like, you know, I could have handled that differently, you know, but I am human and, you know, I just need moments, you know, and it's not, you know, you have parent emails coming in 24/7. What's this on their back? Did you check to see if it was a lint? You know what I mean? Like, it's just like they think that you're supposed to do their job better than them. How? So you don't show up for your child, but you want me to show up for your child. And I'm just a teacher.
Girl.
You don't send them clean. You don't send them bathed. You don't do their hair. You don't.
Ooh,
and I'm supposed to do that for you?
The
you
thing
know?
is, like, most of these parents expect you to do this.
Yeah, it's an expectation.
Oh. But that's above my pay grade. Because at the end of the day, I'm not their mother. I'm just their teacher, right? And like, you know, I had an experience not too long ago where someone close to me, you know, they're in the process of teaching their child how to potty. And they were like, I put these underwear in the backpack and the teacher didn't take it out. And they supposed to be potty training them. I said, oh, you thought it was our job to potty train your child? I said, you don't understand how much of a slap in the face that is.
Facts.
Because what are you supposed to do? Just reap the benefits of us potty training your child? So you put a diaper on the child at night and send them to school, and now they're confused because I have them in underwear.
With the same diaper from last night.
I had a baby like that, oh Lord, who always had a diaper rash because it's like they woke him up and brought him to school in his pajamas.
Stop it.
I bathed that child every single day. I got the cradle cap off his scalp. And she was there before the gate was open. And she was there as the gate was coming down. And we were open from 7 to 6.
And this is when you were working with the infants?
Yes.
You're a mom, right? So I want to know if and how you process postpartum depression. Because it seems like there's a lot of parents who might be so detached. I would say moms. There's a lot of moms who are emotionally detached from their kids because it's overwhelming and it could be related to postpartum. So is that something that you experienced yourself?
I did not experience postpartum. I was sad because, you know, of my circumstance. Like, I wish that I could have brought my child into, you know, a better situation as far as, you know, me being stable with my partner, us having our own place. And that wasn't the case, right? So I was more so sad because of the things that I wanted to give her that I knew I couldn't give her at that moment. But at no point in time did I find myself wanting to like detach myself from her. Because again, remember, I have PCOS. So my child was literally a gift from God. And I told myself, I had one moment with her and she was crying and she wouldn't go to sleep. And I was just like, and my partner at that time, he had to stay with his grandfather. And, you know, there were nights where he wasn't home with me. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to do this by myself. Then I have to do it right. Right. But that night, you know, she was crying. She was fussy. She wouldn't go to sleep. And I was like, stop. And I was like, Errica, what are you doing? What are you doing? No, Don't be that mom. Don't be that parent. Don't be that person. No, because this baby has no idea, right? And all she wants to do is go to sleep and she can't get comfortable. And then later on, I found out that she was a gassy baby. She had influx in her digestive system, and she became very fussy when she couldn't burp or when she couldn't poop or when she couldn't fart. And she had, we learned how to do all that stuff. But in that moment for me was like, I won't be that kind of parent who becomes frustrated. And it goes back to like the postpartum thing, because I don't think I felt any of that. And I again told myself, like, you prayed so hard for this child, so hard. You fought and you went to doctors and you cried and you put in tears. You put in a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into wanting this baby. Get it together. And I had to pick myself up and be like, I had that one moment with her where I was frustrated and I didn't know what to do because she was crying. But then I was like, you wanted this.
Mm.
And if you want this, you're going to do it the right way. And if you don't want this, then don't do it at all. Right. So I told myself, do it the right way and love and be patient. And, she's a child. You've dealt with this, and it's easy to get frustrated and to find yourself so like helpless and like, oh, I just need a second to myself. I just want to stop. I just need a moment. But like that child and that baby does not understand that.
Yeah.
So what do? You show up and you try your best, I'm fortunate enough that I had support around me so where I didn't always have to feel like I was alone. But I definitely, have seen moms who can sit there and hear the baby cry and not budge because they're just so, they've transcended into another place and that baby is screaming and they're not there right now. And it's like, how do you help moms like that when you don't know particularly how they're feeling because you didn't experience it?
Yeah. I think I'm not a mom yet, but in my experience being around moms who are just starting out personally and professionally, I think it's more of a matter of this, I don't want to say stigma, but stigma behind it of, oh, you're a mom. Like you said, like, this is what I signed up for.
Yeah.
And the world overall doesn't seem to understand that there's so much into becoming a mom before, during, and after pregnancy that it does affect everyone differently.
Yeah.
I mean, us as women overall, when we're PMSing, we hit every emotion on the scale.
A bunch of people.
So just imagine 9 months of that beyond. Like,
yeah,
it's a whirlwind. But to know that you had the wherewithal to check yourself
before
about
you wreck yourself.
literally
about yelling at her, and some moms, yes, they'll yell stop, but then they won't check themselves as to why they're yelling to stop, and they'll just continue doing God knows what to this child.
Yes, trying to get it to shut up.
Yeah,
because that was my goal, and like she cried and she cried and she cried, and I was just like, all right, let me approach this from a different angle, but I had, again, being that I had so much previous experience with infants and with babies, I swaddled her. And I was like, oh, she likes to be swaddled. You know what I mean? And it's like, you go through all these different feelings and emotions. And like, if you have never dealt with a child before, you don't know what you're signing yourself up for. Because this is 24/7. You do not get to be like, Tiger, I'm all done. No, this child is with you all the time. And I think that is also one of the hardest things that I've seen my friends personally go through, is kind of accepting that their life is changing. You don't get to get up at crack of dawn and, do whatever you want to do. You don't get to sleep in. No, my child got my eyelids peeled wide open. Like, you up? I am now. You just open my eyelids, babe. Yeah, I'm going to be up. But, they don't know any better. And it's up to us to teach them. And
correct.
it's hard that you see them not being taught. And like I sit back and watch a lot of children not being taught
Mm-hmm.
how to do the smallest things by themselves. And it's like, you know, you ask yourself, why did you have a baby if this is what you were going to
Oh.
do?
That's like my $1 million question sometimes.
Girl, that's uncharted territory right there. I'm telling you, I could never be a
Part two?
teacher. I could never be a teacher.
No.
I think personally, from my experience, the kids are not the problem; it's the parents.
Oh,
Yes.
100%.
And that is more triggering for me than the kids, because if you're a kid, like you don't really know what you're doing.
Absolutely.
The things that you're doing is taught to you.
Absolutely.
And so the person that I want to fight is not you, it's your mama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell her pull up. I get out at 4:30.
I remember my very first year, I was a teacher's assistant. In the classroom, I had kindergarten. After that first year, I was like, I know I want to work with kids, but not in the classroom. I can't do it. However, I did it for like 7 years after that.
It'd be like that. Mm-hmm.
But that time frame, and from there, I jumped to social services, working with kids. And it was definitely the parents, absolutely the parents. And same experiences with ICE and things like that. Like I heard a kid over the phone get taken away, and that broke me. Wow. Like he was on the phone with me, hiding under a bed because they were looking for his mom. Mom dipped, and he was in the house by himself and heard that happen.
Oh, man. Goosebumps.
After all, like I've had so many experiences in social service with the kids that I was just like, nah, I'm good.
It's rough.
And again, like you said, it's dealing with the families. Like I'm trying to help your child become a successful, functioning human being in this world. But yeah, I got to teach you how to do the same thing. They don't pay me for that.
Yeah.
I'm good.
At all.
So
grade.
I'll deal with my little viejitos, and I'm good to go.
Shout out to the viejitos.
We love the viejitos.
Yeah, we do.
They're cute.
I would say
Sometimes.
Yeah, it's sometimes. I would say that when you are working with kids, whether it's, you know, a social worker, a teacher, whatever the case may be, the number one thing is to establish a healthy relationship with them, right?
Yeah.
Because you're essentially trying to do the preventative work, right? So you, Natasha, you work with older adults who are the product of the lack of intervention that needed to be had. And this is why they're, you know, older and they're mentally ill. They have depression, anxiety, et cetera, et cetera. Also, like, society didn't tell people in the 70s,
that it's
60s,
okay
50s,
to get help.
that it's okay to get help, right? Because back then it was like, oh, you're depressed. Let me like put a needle in your brain and shake it like it's a scrambled egg. Like no, like that was therapy, right? In this day and age, right? Like I work mostly with adults, right? Who are severely mentally ill.
Yes.
They needed that intervention. They needed those healthy relationships. They needed guidance counselors who would listen to them. Because if they had that, they wouldn't be in front of me right now. We wouldn't be having these conversations.
For sure.
And in general, I think the next, 20, 30 years of social services and education is going to be very, very rough.
Oh, for sure.
It's going to be a shit show.
Yeah.
And I think the tone of how we educate kids and schooling is going to be more of schooling parents as well as kids.
Yes.
Because this is insane. Like you having to go to work and potty train kids that are not your kids, like that's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and like, you know, we tell them like do your best to make sure that they are potty trained. But like they bring them in and obviously they're just, again, you know, you do what you need to do for childcare and, you know, getting them into like the programs like ours, who is an amazing program. We service these kids. We give them 3 meals a day, farm to table, cooked food, professional chefs. You know what I mean? Like our program is amazing. Who wouldn't want to be part of that? But, you know, not all the time are parents truthful when enrolling their children. And we're kind of left to deal with that. Yeah. And the aftermath to that sometimes can be brutal because you have children who come from really, really dysfunctional families. And now, you know, here you are with a child who is stabbing with forks. You know what I mean? And it's like,
Again,
you're
another
3.
learned behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you see that?
Right.
Yeah.
Because you didn't pick up a knife and stab nobody. You know what I mean? Like, that's just, it comes from home. And people fail to understand how important it is for them to learn these basic and essential things at home before coming to school. And like, you know, they're 3. How much are they going to learn? But you'd be surprised if you taught them the right way.
I feel like the generation of parents now see a complete disconnect between home and school.
Absolutely.
Instead of it being a collaborative effort.
Absolutely.
So you have those situations where the 3-year-old is coming in stabbing and they're like, oh, I don't know where he got that from. But yet the 8-year-old brother is doing the same thing.
Nobody wants to
in
take
the house.
accountability.
Yeah.
No, nobody wants to take accountability. It's always, oh, they must have learned that in school. I love that line. Yeah, because you know what? I got really mad and I bit him.
Yeah.
Because that's what I do.
You did.
Like, what are you talking about right now?
So, given all of this, given all your experiences being in foster care, in early childhood education, being a parent, you are very integrated into social services because being a teacher is more than just
you're wearing like a million
education.
hats.
You're wearing all of the hats. So, given that, you know, what would you say to people who don't understand what you do, how hard it is to be a teacher and to be in your role?
I would say that, you know, it is one of the most rewarding feelings to be able to make a difference in these children's lives. But at the same time, you know, I need for someone to check in with me on a regular basis. And shout out to you, Justine, for being that person most of the time. But, you know, if I wasn't mentally stable, I would have lost it a long time ago.
Yeah.
And it is not an easy job. It is not easy to have to watch children be ripped away by ICE. It is not easy to have to come in and basically nurse a malnourished child to health. It is not easy to have to interact with parents who truly don't care about their children. But I do it because it's what I love to do. And I feel like, you know, it's one of the things that I know is my purpose. And with that being my purpose, it gives me enough satisfaction to know that I am out here doing the right thing and helping these children. And I can only pray and hope that one day they think back like, oh, I wonder how Miss Errica's doing. She loved me so much in pre-K. Because I think about my daycare teachers.
Same.
And I see her like, if I go to the Bronx, I'll see her like coming out of a discount store and I'm like, Miss Mary. Because like, you were really the one for me, you know?
Yeah.
And I can't thank you enough for loving me as if I was your own. And there's not enough people who do that in this field.
But you're one of them.
And I hope that I can make a difference, but I'm a small speck in this world. And I need more people to be like me.
Well, we're gonna do a little training getaway. We'll just like how to be like Errica Pope. A guide to be the best teacher to badass kids. Badass, stinky ass. Sorry, I don't mean it, but I actually do. No, because like, what do you mean? You're throwing up at 7:30 in the morning.
Oh,
Go take your ass home.
Get
you a ginger ale.
I can
Get on the train and go home.
The amount of like
God,
embarrassment I felt telling our executive director to stand over vomit. I was like, she's like, I could do it. I get it. But like, you shouldn't be the one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's rough. It's rough out here. These kids is dirty. But I still love them.
We do. Oh, well, you do, not me. But seriously, thank you for all the work that you do. For the sacrifice.
Yes.
It is truly a sacrifice to be a teacher nowadays, especially working with low income children and families.
That was gonna be my next question.
It's hard.
It's hard.
It's really hard. And you do it and you show up and you smile. And, you know, when we have lunch together, we're like debriefing and stress eating.
Mhm.
And you
Binge
just-
eating.
Yeah, and we just get back on the horse, and you go back to being a teacher and a parent and everything in between
Every day.
every day. So thank you.
Of course. Thank you. Thank you for that. I feel like we don't get the acknowledgement that we, deserve. And I feel like that should come from parents. But who am I?
Mm.
So I'll take any type of acknowledgement that I can get and any thanks, because it's not easy.
Mm-mm.
By no means is this easy.
It's a lot of feelings.
It's a lot of feelings. A lot of my feelings. And I have big feelings.
You do.
I have big
You
big
have.
feelings.
Oh, girl. That's
All
another
right.
episode.
Not too much on me.
No, you have a lot of feelings.
I do.
But last question, most important, French fries and feelings. What is your favorite kind of fry? Or where is your favorite French fry from?
Red Robin. Yum.
Really?
Red Robin.
Give me a steak fry. I love it. I love a steak fry, girl. Take me to Tony's Piers in City Island. Give me them steak fries.
I don't think I've met anyone who prefers steak fries.
I like steak fries, but not Red Robin fries.
I love Red Robin. They're unlimited.
Oh,
The unlimited basket.
and that's why you like them.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Shout out to Red Robin, sponsor us. No, excuse me, sponsor Errica,
Yeah.
because she
I
will.
love me a steak fry.
She will definitely get you all the people to come down to Red Robin's, even though there isn't any in the city anymore.
No,
Wait.
they took out the one in Bay Plaza?
They did.
There was one in Bay Plaza?
There
Yes.
was.
There was one in Bay Plaza.
Didn't know
and I
that.
think now it's an Olive Garden.
Oh. It's been a minute.
It's been a while.
I haven't been to Bay
I'll
Plaza.
continue to go to in Connecticut. That's
Yeah.
fine.
That's fine.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Erica. We appreciate you.
Thank you for
Pleasure.
coming.
This was awesome.
Even
Thank you,
through
guys.
your messy journey to get here.
Girl.
We gotta go figure out what
What
homegirl doing
happened?
on
I need
the
to
float.
check the Citizens app. So she not still
Oh my
sitting
God,
there.
Yes.
Hopefully they took his ass to jail. Because how dare you?
Well, you
Make
would've
me an
been-
accomplice to murder.
You would have been right next to them.
I wasn't driving, babe. Don't say that.
It's okay. You're in the backseat. You're a witness. Well, thank you either way.
Thank
Of
you.
course.